What's up, YouTube? It's Mike here, back with another video. If you're new to the channel, thanks for joining us. Consider subscribing to the channel if you like this kind of content. Subscription is free. YouTube tells me in the analytics that most of the people watching the videos aren't subscribed, so I ask you to please subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell for notifications. And if you like the video, please like the video. So I've been getting some questions. I got a couple of comments on the last video asking what happened to the phantom red-tailed catfish that you got from Predatory Fins. Where is it? A lot of you guys noticed and remembered that I quarantined the phantom red-tailed catfish in this 55-gallon, and when I picked up these little albino silver arowanas, there was no phantom in here. So you're like, where did it go? What happened to it? So we're gonna get into what happened to the phantom red-tailed catfish today. But before that, I wanted to show you guys one of my plans right now. I picked up another 40-gallon breeder. I got a great deal on this. It's used, but it looks pretty much brand new. Even like the glass lids and stuff look pretty damn new. Very little water staining or anything like that on it. So I picked up another 40-gallon breeder with lid. I got it for 25 bucks off Facebook Marketplace. So that's a steal. The person's moving, needed to get rid of it. So as you guys, or some of you guys know, I've got this 40 breeder here on this side of the big tank, and I'm going to balance it out and put another 40 breeder over there. So that's where this comes into play. And basically this will just be another monster fish grow out. Something I can keep some of these smaller fish in. I think the Dorado cat has been getting a little stressed out by the rays, although he's doing good, and he keeps growing. I think he's getting a little stressed out by all these rays. So I'm gonna move the Dorado over here to this 40 breeder once I mount it up there, and I'm also going to move this little Paraíba catfish right here to that as well. I'm gonna try to grow both the Dorado and the Paraíba catfish out together. Hopefully they don't fight. I'm not really sure how their temperament will be together. Worst case, I move the Paraíba back or something like that. But the plan would be to grow them out in a 40 breeder, at least for now, until I can set up maybe even another step, another bigger aquarium. Maybe this 210 someday will be a monster fish grow out. We will see. But yeah, that's my plan here. I'm excited to get another 40 breeder up. I'm gonna drill it like I drilled this one on the side and just do a pass-through system, add a couple sponges, call it a day. Super simple, all on the same system as this big tank is. It'll be all in the same filtration with the addition of a couple sponges, like I said. So super simple, and I don't gotta do water changes on it, anything like that. And while I'm at it, I did sheetrock this wall. I didn't do a great job. There was a bunch of complications. You see I got some gaps and stuff in the sheetrock. I'll fill them in. Obviously, I don't think it's gonna matter I don't think it's gonna matter in the long run. But because I foolishly built the tank before framing the wall, I just did not have a lot of space, and it made it very, very difficult to put this sheetrock up. So I did get it done for the most part, and I mean, hey, good enough for a basement, especially a fish room anyway. The reason why I built the tank first was because at the time that I built the tank, I kind of thought I would never really finish the basement. My thought process on it was, well, if I get a leak or whatever, I really don't want to destroy the basement. But I did leave enough space behind the tank to frame it out if I wanted to. And yeah, long story short, I changed my mind. So even in the finishing process of the basement, I want it to look nice. You see the sections that I have finished. I want it to look nice, but nothing fancy, nothing too crazy. I'm not trying to go over the top, but I do want it to make it look like a home. So if I ever got rid of these tanks, if we ever took them out, if I ever wanted to sell the house, the basement would just look like a big, wide open, finished basement. So that's the goal. But I don't want it to get too crazy, because if I do ever get a leak, I don't want to have to worry about it getting destroyed or anything like that. So super simple. We're using the mold resistant sheetrock just in case we ever have too much, any kind of moisture issues or anything down here. So yeah, electrical done. Obviously the framing, electrical, sheetrock done. I gotta tape, mud, and sand, then paint, do the trim along the bottom, and then I can finally move the 600 into place. So everybody wondering about that phantom red-tail catfish. If you follow me on Instagram, you might already know this. I highly recommend follow me on Instagram at Off the Deep End Aquatics, and you'll get a lot more daily updates on things like this. So if you are curious to whatever, if I don't mention something in a video, or if I don't show something in a video, or something's gone missing, obviously, in this case, something just went missing, and you're like, oh, what happened to that fish? It probably died or something like that. Follow me on Instagram, I might explain a little bit more. But the phantom red-tail catfish has a little bit of a backstory. I got it from Predatory Fins about 5 weeks ago, something like that. Little guy, I'll show some clips of picking him up. You can go back, watch the video of me unboxing that little guy. Great pickup, absolutely beautiful fish. It's really close to being just like a platinum red-tail catfish for an amazing price. I think Rod's still got more of them. So if you guys are in the market for one, they're probably more expensive now because they've grown, but they were really cheap when he first got them in. And so highly recommend going and picking those up if you have a huge tank where you can grow one out. But anyway, here's what happened with the phantom red-tail catfish. It outgrew the 55. So I decided I was gonna move it over to the 300-gallon community tank. So this has a bunch of different cichlids, a bunch of different little catfish, and it's basically a grow out tank also, but this is kind of like an oddball tank of different fish that people have given to me over the years or that have come out. Now we're using it for the silver arowana grow out, and basically a bunch of different random stuff is in here. You'll see lots of Synodontis cats. There's a bunch of them back there hiding. We got some weird convict hybrids, convict cichlid hybrids, and some regular convicts in here all mixed in and stuff. But the phantom red-tail catfish is in here and he is hiding. But as you can see, he's an absolute beast already. So I put him in here because I liked the idea of having a lot of hiding spots for him. I thought it would be good for him, especially smaller red tails do enjoy the hides, so I thought he would enjoy that. Also, this is a nice big tank. He's got lots of room to grow in, and I'm not gonna lie, there's a few little fish in here that he can pick off and eat, considering that the convict cichlid's original purpose was going to be for feeders. I don't mind if he does pick off a few of the smaller ones. There's a lot of them in here. Although I do like the convicts, I don't necessarily want him to get all of them. But if he does pick off a couple, I'm not going to be upset. He won't be in here for very long because he's only got a few more inches to put on, and then I'm going to put him in the 1,500 gallons. So you guys will see that shortly. But until that time, let's add some food so we can get him to come out so you can actually see this guy. Okay, so I've got some leftover tilapia we're gonna drop in, and man, someday Monster will sponsor my videos. Everyone else getting sponsored by Fluval and Aqua Decor and all these aquarium companies, and I'm just over here like, yeah, Monster, where you at? I keep Monster Fish. Is that close enough? I'm only half kidding. I'm kind of kidding, half kidding, except I'm totally serious if they ever wanna. Anyway. So let's feed this monster red-tail catfish. Alright, well, the trick is going to be the arowana. He's going to eat all this food before it gets anywhere to the bottom. But I'm going to put a couple of big pieces in to try to oh, the eel took that big piece. Now the red tail's gonna fight him for it. He's coming out. Alright, let's add some more food. So it's a little tough to get footage of him because there are so many hides in here. But again, that's the goal of the tank. I want there to be a lot of hides. I want it to make him feel comfortable, a little bit more of a natural feel to it other than the stupid fake plants. But obviously I have cichlids in here that would eat real live plants. So again, it's just hides, wood, substrate, make for a more natural environment and try to grow him out quick and big enough so I can put him into the 1500. So I threw a little bit of food in here just to get things moving. It's kind of early in the afternoon and stuff generally wouldn't be too active right now. I don't usually feed until late at night, around like 9 or 10. So they're not really used to the activity or even having the lights on. So I figured I'd turn them on, get everything moving. Once he's big enough, I put him in here. Technically, he's almost big enough now, but I am a little bit worried about that big long-nosed gar, especially because of the color of the Phantom. That would just make him a little bit more attractive. I'm worried about him being more attractive. Oh, you see, look, I got the rays going big time now. Everything's looking for food. He's a little short-body tigrinus. Oh, not gonna get to see him. There he is. What a beast. But a lot of you guys might know that Rod at Predatory Fins started a little bit of a competition to see who could grow out their Phantom Redtail Catfish the fastest. And there's a bunch of big YouTubers, much bigger than me, that's for sure, that are involved in the competition. So I thought it was pretty cool that he asked me to be a part of it as well. And winner gets $500 in store credit to Predatory Fins, which is a huge win. That's crazy. So we will see how that goes. Generally, I'm up against some pretty big competition for that kind of thing. However, I do have a little bit of an advantage over some of the bigger guys. For instance, Ohio Fish Rescue has some of the biggest tanks, and they have the ability to grow out a catfish like that very quickly. However, I think I got a little bit of an advantage because I have a 1,500 gallon tank that this fish can go into at a pretty much a very small size. So a lot of these people with bigger tanks, the fish would need to be a lot bigger before they could get into it. So even with the 300 here, I'm gonna have it even a larger tank at a decently small size. So I think putting it in this 1500 is really gonna help get a nice big growth spurt out of it. It's already grown like crazy over the past, like, not even month and a half or something like that. So we will get to see it grow out in here. It's also going to be a really awesome contrast against this dark substrate. But that is it, guys. It's a little deceiving to see how big he is. I think you could see his general size when he was out and taking in some big pieces of tilapia. You get a better idea of how big he really is. But when I first put him in here, he fit in here pretty well, and now you see he's sticking out, and he's having a hard time getting in and out of this stuff, especially because he's so fat. And the thing about red-tail cats and tiger shovel-nosed cats is they can overeat, and you have to be careful of that. So I've noticed, because of the competition, a lot of people are like heavily feeding their Phantom red-tail cats, and it does worry me. It's worried me from the beginning. That it would encourage people to overfeed, and I don't know if anybody's really talked about this much, anybody else involved in it, but it's just something I would recommend being careful with. I would rather give him, like, I like to make him fast a couple days a week. I'm not going to just hammer him with food every single day. It might lead to some kind of digestive problems. So just something to keep in mind. We want our red tails to grow fast or whatever. Everybody wants to win a competition like that. I think it'd be really cool, but I'd rather the fish be safe and healthy. So he looks kind of fat now because we just fed him. Keep in mind, I make sure that belly goes down before the next feeding. But alright guys, that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And again, if you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing and ring the notification bell for notifications on uploads. If you like the video, please like the video. Follow me on Instagram at Off the Deep End Aquatics, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks.